Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Um, quick update. We got this Resbond 2350 degree like epoxy putty. So I wanted to use that to fill in the EGR ports and the thermactor ports, which we have. So I've been letting this cure. We did this like 2 days ago. So I've been letting this cure. So really, so after this fully cures, we'll give the heads one more final cleaning, and we'll be ready to assemble there. So anyway, while this is one, this was a tip I got from from David, FXRS driver. So he got another guy tipped him off on this, but anyway, figured I'd give it a shot to seal up these thermactor ports, which I did in both heads and the EGR. So I've got the EGR plugged on this side, but I just wanted to go ahead and put some in on this side here too. So anyway, that's done. Heads are ready for a final cleaning and assembly. So we're good there. But anyway, like I said, while these were curing, as you know, we started the manual brakes. So we took care of that. That's the UPR billet plate. And then we did move the pivot point up on the brake pedal, 1.25 inches to give us a more advantageous leverage against the master cylinder, and it's working good. We bled the brakes this morning, so all of that went good. But one thing, when you move that the pivot point up, this is your Fox body, and actually a lot of the older Mustangs use the same kind of switch. This is your brake activation switch for your brake lights. Now, when you move the pedal point up, you will not be able to fit this in the hanger because the pivot for the clutch pedal goes across the whole pedal assembly and then gets in the way. So you have to switch. You can do you can rig up something else. There's other different types, but I decided to go with a pressure switch. And this is from All Star Performance. It was $15, but you want to get a low pressure switch, and then you just run wires back. And the beauty of this is that you can use this if you've got a line lock. They have extra ports, so this goes right into one of the ports. I just took the plug out, screwed that in, and ran the 2 wires up. And put as you can see, these are spade connectors. So I just put male spades on the other end and plugged it back into the original harness, and we tested it, and it's working fine. So, but you want one that's low pressure, so it'll be fairly sensitive. As soon as you tap the brakes, the lights will come on. You don't want anything that's going to take high pressure, because you'll already be on the brakes if you're driving in traffic. This is, obviously we're just a drag race car now, so I don't know if they require working lights, but I'm not worried about traffic accident. But nonetheless, we did that, and went ahead and did the wire tuck. On an 86 is kind of tough. There's you got to pull the harness all the way back to here. Pull it all around here, and then there's one hole here to feed it through. And I got everything. It all goes through one hole right here. I got everything but one connector. This one wouldn't go through. So that's what we got, all but one connector through there, and ran through the headlights. So everything's hooked up and working. Brake lights work. The only other thing I'm going to do, I'm probably going to tuck this red wire into this the black loom here for the starter, and then I'll wrap that in some of my white electrical tape so that'll blend in better. But other than that, it's coming along. We did the manual brake conversion and the wire tuck, so we're ready to keep rolling on getting the engine in there now. So bled all the brakes, pedal feels good. Got the interior all put back together. So the whole pedal assembly's got to come out. That's not an easy task, but it's all done. Took a couple days this week, a couple hours a day. Wire tuck I did started on that. I think that took about a total of maybe 6 hours total. But if you, again, like everybody says, if you take the sheathing off and unwrap it, and then as I pulled everything through here, I just started rewrapping it and pulling it tight, and that'll give you enough. And of course, make sure you route it. Like I ran it up under here from this side to the other, as you can see. I ran that around, and it goes up to the other side. So that worked out pretty well. I'll go back through. I just wanted to make sure everything was working first, and obviously I'll trim up all my wire ties. But really, I think this is the last little part of the wire tuck I'm going to do, is that the little lead wire there. Put it into there and wrap it up with some of my white electrical tape, and then clean up the apron some. But oh, and then here's one thing you can really tell now with the wires out of the way. You can see where this car was in an accident. You can see where it was hit here, and you can see where it bends. Maybe twisted a little bit too, but definitely bends this way. So that's kind of the reason where when I decided to just make this a drag car, when I noticed this was bent, instead of restoring it, I figured that's, you know, I'm not going to mess with that. Plus, you know, now I'll probably go with a tube front end and all that kind of stuff, so that'll be cut out. But anyway, that is the update. We'll be back on the engine. Oh, and then sorry, one other thing. These are the only things that wouldn't fit through are the fog lights, the fog lights, which mine weren't working, but I saved these. They can just be soldered or, you know, wired back in. Obviously that doesn't go to anything, but so 3 connections on each side, and you have your fog lights back. Unless you want to drill a bigger hole in the shock tower somewhere to slide those through. But for me, they weren't working anyway. I can save them. It'll be easy enough to solder them back in. So I'll definitely save them. And then yeah, there's the main thing was the brake switch. You have to come up with something else, and this is the easiest solution. It's even recommended in the Hurst instructions if you need to wire up a brake light. So I ran all that together, and it's working. We checked it, so that's good. But anyway, that is the update. We'll be back on the engine this week. Final cleaning on the heads, assemble the heads, get the long block done, and start dropping that in. So that is the update for this week. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate it if you did hit the subscribe button. Just looking at the analytics, is probably only 5% of the people that watch any of my videos are subscribers. So I appreciate it if you just hit that button, and we'll go from there. I'll be back later in the week. Thanks guys, have a great weekend.